Some stadium expansions make sense. Others? Total misfires. In England, ambition sometimes runs faster than reality. Clubs build big, hoping for top-flight success, booming fan bases, and sellout crowds. But what happens when the results don't come? Empty seats and ghost town vibes. From oversized arenas for League Two sides to Olympic white elephants, this video dives into the 20 most pointless stadium expansions in England. And let's dive in. 20. Don Valley Stadium. This was never a true football ground. Built for athletics and major events, it had a running track that ruined the matchday vibe. When Rotherham United were forced out of Millmoor, they played here from 2008 to 2012. It was a disaster. The club barely pulled 4,000 fans. Most of the 25,000 seats were empty every week. The echo said it all. It felt cold, distant, and soulless. 19. Ricoh Arena, now Coventry Building Society Arena. Built with Premier League ambition, Ricoh Arena had the scale but not the sustainability. Coventry City was a championship club dreaming big. But poor ownership, fan disputes, and relocations derailed everything. At times, average attendance fell below 12,000. Coventry even left the Ricoh twice due to rent issues. 18. London Stadium. West Ham moved from Upton Park to this former Olympic venue in 2016. On paper, it was an upgrade. In reality, it felt like a downgrade in passion. The running track still separates fans from the action. The atmosphere isn't electric. Despite being in London and having 60,000 plus crowds, something's missing. The charm of Upton Park is long gone. 17. Hillsborough. Once a giant in English football, Hillsborough expanded to nearly 40,000 in the 90s. It made sense at the time. Wednesday were a Premier League side with ambitions. Fast forward to today. The club's been stuck in the Championship and League One. Attendance averages hover around 20,000. Large parts of the stadium are empty, especially in midweek. 16. Oakwell. Barnsley had one Premier League season in 1997 to 98. That sparked Oakwell's expansion. New stands were added, and capacity was boosted. Then reality hit. The club yo-yoed between the Championship and League One. Attendance barely exceeds 12,000 most seasons. The East Stand and corner sections often look deserted. Oakwell has charm, but it's outgrown its needs. 15. Stadium MK. Built from scratch after Wimbledon's controversial relocation, Stadium MK is ultra-modern. It has great facilities, hospitality, and clear sight lines. But the club rarely fills it. MK Dons average between 6,000 and 9,000 fans. That leaves 2/3 of the stadium empty. It feels cavernous. The echo kills the vibe. The expansion plan looked good on paper, but the fan base never grew as expected. 14. Keepmoat Stadium. Smart, neat, and well-designed, but too big. Doncaster averages around 7,000 fans. The stadium is rarely even half full. The club thought the Championship years would last. They didn't. Now, in League Two or League One, the extra seats are wasted. Keepmoat's expansion made sense then, but now, it's a stadium built for a level the club struggles to reach. 13. Sixfields Stadium Temporary Stand. The East Stand at Sixfields was supposed to be a modern upgrade. Instead, it became a symbol of chaos. A planned expansion in 2014 stalled due to financial trouble. Funds vanished, and work stopped. For years, the temporary stand was an unfinished shell. Even now, it lacks full facilities. Northampton never needed the extra seats. They average 4,000 to 5,000. 12. Valley Parade. After a brief Premier League stint, Bradford upgraded Valley Parade with new stands. The aim was to stay in the top flight. The result was relegation and debt. Bradford now plays in League Two. Attendances are decent, 15,000 plus, but they never fill the 25,000 seats. The upper tiers are mostly closed. The stadium has history, emotion, and loyal fans, but the size was a burden. 11. Glanford Park proposed expansion. In the late 2000s, Scunthorpe United planned a new 12,000-seat stadium. Bold move, but it didn't happen. Financial woes and declining form killed it off. The club never needed more than 9,000 seats. Average attendance was around 3,000. In recent years, it dropped even lower. Glanford Park is small, but fine for the club's scale. The expansion dream was ambition over logic. Today, they struggle to fill even the existing stands. 10. The Valley. Built in 1919, it was once one of the largest stadiums in England, holding over 75,000. But fast forward to the 1990s, and Charlton, playing in the lower leagues, decided to push capacity to 27,000 during their Premier League years. The problem? The glory days didn't last. After relegation, attendances fell sharply. Today, the average crowd struggles to hit 15,000. Whole stands sit half-empty most match days. 9. Fratton Park. This is one of England's oldest grounds. Built in 1898, it oozes history and character. Tight stands, old-school charm, no-frills football. But in the early 2000s, flush with Premier League cash, Pompey planned a full rebuild. They started with small upgrades, adding more seats and tweaking the Milton end. But the club fell apart financially. Relegation followed. Then administration. Suddenly, those extra seats weren't needed. 8. Bootham Crescent. This was the spiritual home of York City for nearly 90 years. In the 1990s, during a rare spell of optimism, the club added seating to push capacity over 10,000. But York never had the fanbase to match it. Average attendance barely broke 3,000. Even in promotion years, the expanded capacity looked ridiculous. Charm? Loads. Bootham was loved by fans. 7. Broadfield Stadium. When Crawley Town shot up the leagues in the early 2010s, they added extra seating to meet Football League requirements. Capacity increased to just over 6,000. But Crawley's average crowd rarely hits 3,000. The town simply isn't football mad. The stadium has a nice, tidy feel. One main stand, a couple of terraces. But the expansion? Done out of necessity, not demand. 6. The Shea. In the 1990s and early 2000s, big plans were rolled out. A new East Stand, major upgrades, and more seats. But Halifax Town collapsed financially in 2008 and reformed as FC Halifax Town. Since then, the football team hasn't come close to filling it. Crowds hover around 2,000 to 3,000. The rugby side, Halifax RLFC, adds a bit more, but most of the stadium is empty on match days. 5. Boundary Park. Oldham upgraded the North Stand in the 2010s, adding hospitality suites, modern facilities, and more seating. The problem was, this came as the club spiraled toward relegation and fan unrest. Oldham are now in the National League. Crowds are decent, around 5,000 to 6,000, but nowhere near capacity. The new North Stand? Often closed, underused, or awkwardly segregated. It sits oddly next to the classic 1960s stands. 4. Colchester Community Stadium. Colchester left Layer Road, a cozy, old-school ground, in 2008. They moved into the brand-new community stadium with a capacity of 10,000. Since then, they've never needed that many seats. Crowds average around 3,000 to 4,000. Atmosphere? Flat. The stadium's wide. Open feel makes it hard to generate any noise. Did they need it? On paper, yes, it met modern standards. 3. New York Stadium. Opened in 2012, the New York Stadium was a big upgrade from Rotherham's old Millmore ground. It's smart, modern, and clean. But here's the thing, Rotherham rarely sells it out. Average crowds sit around 9,500. They designed it to be expandable to 20,000, but that now looks unnecessary. Is it a bad stadium? Not at all. 2. Pride Park. Built in 1997, Pride Park replaced the much-loved baseball ground. It's a slick, bowl-shaped stadium with good views and modern features. But with Derby's recent struggles, the size has become a burden. The club hit financial meltdown in 2021. Relegation followed. Today, attendance is strong in League One, around 26,000. But for years, large parts were empty. It was built with Europe in mind. 1. Roots Hall. This was built in 1955 with the potential to expand to 25,000. Southend made minor expansions over the years, but never got close to justifying them. The club has yo-yoed between the lower leagues and now sits in non-league. Recent crises even saw parts of the ground temporarily closed. The current crowd is around 5,000. Worse yet, Southend have planned a move to Fawcett's Farm for decades. Let's be real. Expanding a stadium only works if the club's future matches the ambition. For these teams, the opposite happened. Relegation, collapse, or plain bad planning meant the extra seats were just pointless. Empty rows don't make noise. They drain money.